Hello and welcome to Galaxy Primetime News. My name is Nenwangi Mataka. I want to begin with the headlines. The Nigeria Customs Service announces its revenue collection hits 5.7 trillion naira in revenue as of 12th November 2024. The Resident Electoral Commissioner, security agencies, agents of political parties and other stakeholders inspects the non-sensitive materials for the Saturday's governorship election in Ondo State. On the foreign scene, President Joe Biden hosts President-elect Donald Trump at the White House for a meeting designed to demonstrate a smooth transition. It is with these and more we come to you shortly. Do stay with us. Now the news in full. The Federal High Court announced its 2024 Christmas vacation and roster for vacation judges. According to a circular signed by the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court of Nigeria, the court will commence its Christmas vacation for the year 2024 from Monday 16 December 2024 to Monday 6 January 2025. This is pursuant to the provisions of Order 46, Rule 4, Subsection C of the Federal High Court, Civil Procedure Rules 2019 as amended. The court resumed sitting on Tuesday, the 7th of January 2025 in all judicial divisions. During the vacation period, the core judicial divisions, Abuja, Lagos, and Port Harcourt judicial divisions will, as usual, remain functional and open to the litigating public throughout the vacation. According to the statement, only matters relating to enforcement of fundamental rights, arrest or release of vessels, and matters that concern their national interest shall be entertained by the vacation judges. The Chief Judge of the Federal High Court has, however, approved the following honorable judges to serve as vacation judges. On the Abuja Judicial Division, we have Honorable Justice Emeka Nwite and Honorable Justice M.S. Lehman. Lagos Judicial Division has Honorable Justice Akintaya Luko and Honorable Justice Isaac D. Dipolu. From Port Harcourt Judicial Division, Honorable Justice P.M. Ayu and Honorable Justice A.T. Mohammed. The House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee investigating the National Hajj Commission (NACON) and FCT Muslim Pilgrims Board over the 2024 Hajj exercise has raised concern over subsidy discrepancies among pilgrims. Committee Chairman Honorable Sada Suli, at a hearing in Abuja on Wednesday, accused NACON of selectively providing full, partial, or no subsidies, claiming it benefited specific interest. Honorable Soli insisted that all Nigerian pilgrims should receive the same privileges, regardless of the registration time, and criticized NACON for prioritizing personal gain over fairness. The committee also scrutinized NACON's varying basic travel allowances, exchange rates, and the use of foreign over local airlines for the Hajj, vowing to pursue accountability. Commissioner for Operations NACON, Prince Olarewaju Elegushi, had represented the chairman of the commission, Abdullahi Saleh Usman, but solely insisted he was appear in person. He said those that did not enjoy subsidy came after they had closed the registration of pilgrims that would enjoy that subsidy.
How come you are giving subsidy, full subsidy, half subsidy, and some pilgrims no subsidy, and they are all Nigerians?
But it's not for,
we must improve. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. We are speaking for an average Nigerian who will save money for 5 years, and yet she will go to Saudi and you mess him up. You mess them up.
Enjoy that subsidy. They came later.
As long as they are Nigerians and they are pilgrims, they are supposed to enjoy the same privilege.
I think what happened is that they've exhausted that line, that subsidy line.
Why must you register people when you have closed? That is why you continue to have these hiccups. The Hajj 2025, let me assure you, you have not even started.
You've started.
Honorable Mohammed Umar Bill, who initiated the probe, condemned the agency's performance despite substantial funding, including 90 billion naira from the federal government. In his opening address, Soli emphasized the committee's mission to improve Hajj operations for all Nigerian pilgrims.
Paid by Nigerian pilgrims, ranging from within 6.7 to 8 million per person. NACOM equally received a support of 90 billion naira from the federal government.
Where the Hajj is one of the most important spiritual journeys for millions of Nigerians and millions of Muslims around the world. It is a deeply personal and transformative experience, one that pilgrims invest a great deal of faith, time, and resources. Unfortunately, this year's Hajj exercise was met with several operational difficulties and complaints from our citizens.
The federal government has disclosed that it has received over $30 billion from foreign direct investors since the inception of the Renew Hope administration. President Bola Tinubu made the disclosure while declaring open the 2024 Control General's Conference. Correspondent Kulujo completes the story.
Speaking on the theme of the conference, Nigerian Customs Service engaging traditional and new partners with purpose, President Bola Tinubu said his administration implemented strategic policy adjustments to strengthen the country's economy that are crucial towards building a more transparent and sustainable economic framework. Tinubu was represented by the National Security Advisor, Nuru Ribadu, said this achievement demonstrates that policies initiated by his government are yielding positive results, making Nigeria increasingly attractive to both domestic and international investors.
The confidence bestowed on our economy is reflected, and that is the truth, in the significant surge in foreign direct investments. In less than 2 years in office, my administration has received over $30 billion in commitments from foreign investors. $30 billion. This achievement demonstrates that our policies yield positive results, making Nigeria increasingly attractive for domestic and international investors.
The Controller General, Nigerian Customs Service, Adewale Adeniyi, disclosed that the Nigerian Customs Service has collected 5.7 trillion naira in revenue as of Tuesday, 12th November 2024. Adeniyi expressed optimism about the service capacity to achieve more for the economy, saying the strategic engagements have yielded remarkable results across core statutory responsibilities. In their separate remarks, the chairman, Senate Committee on Customs, and his counterpart from the House Committee on Customs advised the Nigerian Customs Service to strengthen necessary ties with foreign investors in order to boost the country's economy. As of the time of this report, dignitaries at the event are now at the executive session. From Abuja, Kunle Ojo, Galaxy TV.
The Nigeria Customs Service Area 2 Command on Airport has seized containers bearing illegally imported drugs, including fake tablets of gonorrhea antibiotics, all worth over 46 billion naira, which is seen as a major breakthrough since a start of emergency came into force at the port. The Customs Area 2 Command on Air Controller Mohammed Babadide disclosed this at a media briefing in Onne, where he displayed the seized drugs and tablets to newsmen. He said it was exactly 2 months and 7 days ago that the Controller General of the Nigeria Customs Service, Bashir Adeniyi, was in Onne Airport, where he showcased a series of significant seizures, including arms and ammunition. He said the command, working with sister agencies such as the NDLEA, the DSS, Primetime, and NAFDAC, among others, in implementing the state of emergency, made another significant seizure of 20 food containers laden with illicit drugs.
Breakdown of the seizures are: we had 2,624,053 bottles of cough syrup with codeine in 100 ml bottle. We have 7,530,000 tablets, 50 milligram of really extra diclofenac without NAFDAC registration number.
While noting that the seized materials were intercepted at the point of entry by vigilant officers, he said some of the drugs were concealed under plumbing materials and local grinding materials to evade arrest. The seizures, according to him, underscored the command's unwavering commitment to combating illicit medicine and ensuring public safety.
Either edible or the one you are going to apply, it requires NAFDAC permit, registration number. It's lacking. And this is Tramadol, another brand, Tramakin 225. And this is Scottish.
We want to commend the efforts of Nigerian Customs Services and other agencies in the fight against the importation of fake, substandard, and nationally controlled products. To mention a brief, this issue of fake drugs can lead to long hospitalization. It can lead to much expenses when we are talking of our health.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency and National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control have signed a memorandum of understanding to strengthen collaboration on illicit drugs and counterfeit products. Chairman of NDLEA, Brigadier General Buba Marwa, retired. The renewed partnership between the two agencies will curb drug abuse and protect public health. Speaking at the signing, which was held at the NDLEA National Headquarters in Abuja on Wednesday, Mara said the development marks a significant turning point in a shared endeavor to improve operational effectiveness, protect public health, and guarantee community safety. He said the MOU will establish a framework that will enhance the sharing of vital intelligence, facilities, and expertise, which will amplify ability to effectively address the intertwined challenges of drug abuse and counterfeit products. The NDLEA boss urged everyone to embrace the collaboration with enthusiasm and dedication, while stressing the importance of maintaining open lines of communication, sharing of knowledge, and supporting each other in the national assignment.
I'm very pleased that the NDLEA and the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, is designing a memorandum of understanding today. This has been long in coming, and I must commend my counterparts, the DG NAFDAC, relevant officials and our own relevant officials. Embassy started it. So important
It is so important because of you and I. We may not be taking illicit drugs, but we may have relatives taking illicit drugs. We may not have relatives taking illicit drugs, but we may have friends of relatives taking illicit drugs. When we look at it globally, it is our national security. It is not knowing what your neighbor may do to you, because illicit drugs alter the state of mind.
You're still on to Galaxy Primetime News, and coming up next. The Royal Nigerian Immigration Service raises alarm over the rising number of irregular migrants entering Nigeria. Because of these and more, we come to you shortly. To stay with us. We're glad to have you back. Now, for more updates and latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect with us on our X handle at GalaxyTV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/GalaxyTVNews. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GalaxyTV. Remember to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at GalaxyTV. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and cannot led representatives of security agencies for the Saturday's governorship election in the state. The materials that arrived at Akure, the state capital, have been kept at a designated compartment within the premises and the supervision of officials of the central bank were conducted round the materials. They have been nearly sealed and arranged according to the 18 local government councils in the state. Speaking with journalists after the inspection, the resident electoral commissioner assured eligible voters in Ondo State of the commission's readiness to conduct free, fair and credible poll on Saturday. Also, the executive director, Center for Transparency Advocacy, Faith Nwadishi, commended the electoral body for being apt and working in line with the schedule for the election, just as she expressed optimism that the exercise would be seamless.
We have our schedule for distribution of materials. We received the materials on Monday, and we have scheduled today, Wednesday, for inspection. The distribution is going to be tomorrow, and while we invited everybody, all critical stakeholders, political parties, security agencies and observers to this program, is to show transparency. They have seen all the sensitive materials as they were received. You could see they are still on the pallet, they are well wrapped, they are sealed, nobody has tampered with them.
I want to first and foremost commend INEC for being on time. I was at the airport on Monday when the materials came in, and I also went in to inspect the materials. I've seen that the materials have been labeled by local government area, and I hope that by tomorrow when they start distributing these materials, it will help to address the issues of logistics. I saw the ballot papers, I saw result sheets in the strong room.
The materials, according to the schedule, not the Electoral Commission, will be distributed across the 18 local governments in the state tomorrow ahead of Saturday's poll. Opposition parties in Ogun State have disclosed plans to take to the street in protest against the November 16 local government election if it fails to be free and fair. The parties, who spoke separately in an interview, advised the State Independent Electoral Commission to uphold its credibility and avoid the wrath of the people. They insisted that their party's coalition agent will be present in all polling units to ensure that the results declared by the Commission tallies with what was declared at the polling unit. They, however, urged the OG-SIEC and other political parties to follow the guidelines of the election to avoid any issues.
We know their plans. We know that they are planning to rig the election, and that is why they can come out and say that the opposition are not on ground, that they do not exist in Ogun State, that the APC will win the entire 20 local government. But that is a big lie. The only way APC can win any local government is by rigging. That is the only way they can win any local government.
As long as the guideline is followed, we are in tandem with them. As long as the guideline is strictly followed, we are in tandem with them. Like I told you, our party is not a violent party. Whatever happens, we will take it in good faith if it is done well, and if it is done well in accordance with the guideline of the election. Part of it is that if we vote in the polling units, our vote must be counted. When we get to the World Coalition Center, you must declare our candidate that win as councillor.
Is fully prepared for that election, not only to participate but to win. We are not only a political party, we are also the ruling party in Ogun State. We thank God and thank the people of Ogun State for the privilege given to our party to serve the people of Ogun State at the state level, at the local government level.
In his response, the OG-SIEC chairman assured that all political parties will be treated equally and that the election will be transparent, free, fair and credible.
It's not correct that no opposition parties have been winning. One opposition chairmanship candidate won his election. I think the same in Rivers and one or two others.
Armed men have invited the site of the ongoing Obajana transmission substation damaged 330 and 33 kV 150 MVA power transformer radiator. The Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN) in a statement issued and signed by the General Manager Public Affairs Ndidimba announced that armed men invaded the construction site of its ongoing 330-132-33 kV transmission substation in Obajana, Kogi State. According to reports from security personnel at the site, the assailant opened a fire indiscriminately, causing the guards to flee, and during the attack, a 150 MVA 330-132-33 kV power transformer already positioned on its plinth was struck, resulting in a burst radiator. The statement added that in response to the incident, TCN is evaluating the level of damage in collaboration with the contractor managing the project. It added that the incident is part of a broader pattern of vandalism targeting transmission infrastructure across the country. The new Obajana transmission substation, which is designed to be a 1x150 MVA 330-132-33 kV capacity substation, will significantly enhance power supply to Kogi State and surrounding areas upon completion. The federal government has suspended 13 students of the Federal Government College in Enugu State for 6 weeks for alleged bullying in the school. This is contained in a statement in Abuja on Wednesday by the Director of Press and Public Relations in the Ministry. The Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, ordered the suspension of the student based on a viral video showing some students of the school engaging in acts of bullying. Alausa reaffirmed the ministry's unwavering commitment to maintain a safe and conducive learning environment in all federal schools across the country. According to him, a recent report received by the Federal Ministry of Education highlighted the bullying incident at the FGC Enugu, which raised significant concerns about safety and discipline within the school environment. According to the minister, the incident involved the gang assault of an SS1 student by a group of students on November 7, adding that the incident came to light, showing the circulation of a disturbing video on social media platforms. Governor Seyi Makinde has presented the sum of 678.06 billion naira to Oyo State House of Assembly for passage as the state's 2025 proposed budget. Governor Makinde presented the proposed budget named Economic Stabilization during a special plenary presided over by Speaker Honorable Adebo Ogundoyin. The governor hinted that capital expenditure would get 343 billion naira at 40.59%, while recurrent expenditure will go up 335 billion naira at 49.41% of the budget, which is 15% higher than last year. Governor Makinde said 145 billion naira will be allocated to education sector as the second highest percentage after infrastructure, which has 152 billion naira at 22.46%. Health would get 59 billion naira at 9% and agriculture 18 billion naira at 3%. The governor, who hinted that intending recruited teachers would benefit from 80,000 naira minimum wage he recently announced, also pledged to extend upgrading of feeder roads in Ibadan to other zones of the state in 2025. Responding, the Speaker pledged swift passage of the bill and expressed satisfaction with the success rate of 2024 budget and charged the governor to build on the success of the outgoing year to make 2025 more fruitful to the people of the state.
Just about 35% higher than our 2024 budget of economic recovery. We kept in mind the fact that we want an implementable budget. Our plan is to spend a little over 50% of the proposed budget on capital expenditure, while 49% goes into recurrent expenditure.
As legislators, we are committed to working closely with Governor Seyi Makinde for the successful implementation of the 2025 budget. We pledge to conduct thorough oversight of all government arms in order to guarantee transparency, accountability, and a responsible allocation of resources. Let me assure that we will set the ball rolling immediately to ensure swift passage of the 2025 appropriation bill.
The governor of Edo State, Senator Monday Okpebholo, has announced the dissolution of all boards, executives, agencies, and parastatals in the state with immediate effect. Governor Okpebholo also sacked all political appointees, just as he directed that all permanent secretaries appointed from outside the state, public and civil service to vacate their positions immediately. These decisions were contained in a press statement issued on Wednesday by the governor's chief press secretary, Fred Itwa, in Benin City. All affected appointees are to hand over all government properties in their possession to the most senior public officer in their respective ministries, departments, and agencies. Meanwhile, residents of Auchi in Edo State have called on the newly sworn-in governor of the state, Monday Okpebholo, to, as a matter of urgency, declare a state of emergency on deplorable roads, as well as finding solutions to the security challenges in the state. The residents made this known while speaking with our correspondent on their expectations from the newly sworn-in governor as he assumes office. According to them, the deplorable Auchi-Benin road, which has been in a sorry state, while the security challenges should be his first priority as he assumes office.
There is need to carry out a state of emergency on these roads. I'm saying this because of the very gory state of roads, especially between the Auchi Benin axis. It's terrible. We also need to look at security. Security is a very vital aspect. With incessant killings in Benin, this ongoing cult wars must stop.
We are believing and having the faith that's going to improve the standard of our education, and we also have the belief that we're going to employ more teachers in both in our public schools, and of course As in private sector, we also manage that it's going to give us grants, give us money so that we can access it more to also improve our schools in the private sectors.
Wow, my expectation is to see a very good roads that leads from Auchi to Benin, because we are really suffering. The roads are not good. We are having a lot of damages when we are traveling to Benin, and sometimes we spend 3 days on the way. What I'm expecting from the coming governor is to look at how the former governor, our Senate, Governor Oshomole, the Senator Oshomole did when he was in the governor.
The controller of the Nigerian Immigration Service at Edo State Command, Martins Moye, has raised alarm over the rising number of irregular migrants entering Nigeria. Speaking at the 2024 Nigerian Immigration Service NIS Enlightenment Campaign against irregular migration in Benin City, Edo State, teamed Say No to Migrant Smuggling. Moye emphasized the urgency of the campaign given the increasing numbers of irregular migrants. During the sensitization program, which took NIS officers to the palace of the Enoge Duke of Eyan, as well as markets, motor parks and Main Street, Moye underscored the need for public awareness to curb irregular migration. Assistant Controller of Immigration David Amenahu, a facilitator from NIS headquarters in Abuja, highlighted Edo State's historical role in irregular migration. He shared, however, that due to recent effort by the Edo State Command, the state has improved in the national ranking on irregular migration. You're still on to Galaxy Primetime News. We'll quickly take a break and when we return, the news continues. To stay with us. We're glad to have you back. 2 soldiers were killed in the early hours of Wednesday when troops of the Joint Task Force Southeast Operation Udoka were attacked by gunmen at a checkpoint on the border between Abia and Imo State. A statement signed by Lieutenant Colonel Jonah Unukalu on behalf of the Joint Task Force said that the troops that came under attack were deployed in a checkpoint along Umaya Owerri Road in Umaya South local government area of Abia State. He added that 2 soldiers paid a supreme price in the ensuing firefight. He blamed the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and its armed affiliate, the Eastern Security Network, ESN, for the attack without giving details. Giving account of the deadly encounter, the task force spokesperson said that the gallant troops were able to repel the attack, forcing the irredentists to withdraw in disarray with gunshot wounds. He also said that the fleeing gunmen abandoned 1 Sienna and 1 Lexus Jeep vehicles that were used for the attack. The Kaduna State Police Command said it has arrested 5 kidnappers, 1 spiritualist, 1 notorious car thief, and recovered a stolen Toyota Hilux vehicle and other exhibits. The Police Public Relations Officer ASP Mansur Hassan in a statement said operatives from the anti-kidnapping executed a targeted operation in Kudun village which led to the arrest of Umar Haruna, Shaibu Umar and Hairatu Muntare, also known as Talatu of Kudun village. Mansur said the primary target of the operation was Umar Haruna and the suspected gang leader who remains at large. Investigation revealed that Shaibu Umar was allegedly invited to participate in a future operation that the suspects were planning. During the interrogation, the suspects confessed to their roles in a series of kidnappings. They even disclosed their intentions to kidnap a resident of Maraban Yakawada. In addition to the arrest, the operatives apprehended a 3rd suspect, Abubakar, who served as the gang's cattle bearer. They recovered 8 cows, 7 calves, an 8th ship connected to the gang activities. Detectives from the Saminaka Police Division launched an investigation following the payment of 2 million naira as ransom for a 3-year-old girl. The National Examinations Council, NECO, says it has paid the allowances of all 72,138 examiners engaged as ad hoc staff in the 2024 School-Based Senior School Certificate Examination (SSCE). This is contained in the statement made available to newsmen in Abuja on Wednesday by the Acting Director, Information and Public Relations of NECO, Aziz Sani. NECO said the council had commenced payment of the examiners' allowances on October 4th on bank basis, noting that this was to ensure easy reconciliation as well as avoid clumsiness in the payment process. It urged the public to dissuade from stories making rounds on the social media that the council had deliberately refused to pay examiners engaged in the conduct of the 2024 SSCE internal examination. NECO disclosed that it has completed the payment of the examiners' allowances as of today, Wednesday, November 13, 2024, according to the payment plan for the council. Also, it was discovered in the process that some examiners submitted incorrect bank details, which the council has reconciled with the affected examiners. And now we'll move over to the foreign desk for more news. Hello and welcome to the foreign news. President Joe Biden hosts President-elect Donald Trump at the White House today, Wednesday, for a meeting designed to demonstrate a smooth transition between administrations, despite Trump's team not yet having signed documents to start the handover process. Biden, who initially ran against Trump in the 2024 election before stepping aside and endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris as the Democratic nominee, will become the former and future president into the Oval Office, a traditional courtesy by outgoing President that Trump, a Republican, did not extend to Biden in 2020 when he won. Biden and Trump have sharply criticized each other for years, and their respective teams hold vastly different positions on policies, from climate change to Russia to trade. Biden, 81 years, has portrayed Trump as a threat to democracy, while Trump, who is 78, has portrayed Biden as incompetent. Trump made false claims of widespread fraud in the 2020 election. Trump's trip to Washington is expected to include a meeting with Republican lawmakers and House of Representatives Speaker Mike Johnson in the morning before the current and future presidents meet at 11 a.m. Although Biden intends to use the meeting to show continuity, the transition itself is partially stalled. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump on Tuesday named Elon Musk to a role aimed at creating a more efficient government, handing even more influence to the world's richest man who donated millions of dollars to help Trump get elected. Musk and former Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy will co-lead a newly created Department of Government Efficiency, an entity Trump indicated will operate outside the confines of government. Trump said in a statement that Musk and Ramaswamy will pave the way for the administration to dismantle government bureaucracy, slash excess regulations, cut wasteful expenditures, and restructure federal agencies. Trump said the new department will realize long-held Republican dreams and provide advice and guidance from outside of government, signaling the Musk and Ramaswamy role would be informal, without requiring Senate approval, and allowing Musk to remain the head of electric car company Tesla, opened new tab social media platform X, and rocket company SpaceX. The new department would work with the White House and Office of Management and Budget to drive large-scale structural reform and create an entrepreneurial approach to government never seen before. The work would conclude by July 4, 2026, the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Musk, ranked by Forbes as the richest person in the world, already stood to benefit from Trump's victory, with a billionaire entrepreneur expected to wield extraordinary influence to help his companies and secure favorable government treatment. Men were held for questioning while women and children were allowed to continue towards Gaza City, residents and Palestinian medics said. Israel's campaign in the north of Gaza and the evacuation of tens of thousands of Palestinians from the area has fueled claims from Palestinians that it is clearing the area for use as a buffer zone and potentially for a return of Jewish settlers. Said was referring to the 1948 Middle East Arab-Israeli War, which gave birth to the State of Israel and saw the displacement of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians from their hometowns and villages in what is now Israel. The Israeli military has denied any such intention, and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said he does not want to reverse the 2005 withdrawal of settlers from Gaza. Hardliners in his government have talked openly about going back. It said forces have killed hundreds of Hamas militants in Jabaila, Beit Lahia and Beit Hanun during its new military offensive, which began more than a month ago. Hamas and the Islamic Jihad armed wing claimed killing several Israeli soldiers during ambushes and anti-tank rocket fire. Still on foreign news, Lebanon is awaiting concrete ceasefire proposals. Parliament Speaker Nabi Berri was quoted as saying on Wednesday after a senior U.S. official said he saw a shoot at a truce soon in the conflict between Israel and Hezbollah. The Israeli military struck the Hezbollah-controlled southern suburbs of Beirut for a second consecutive day after pounding the area with airstrikes on Tuesday. Smoke rose over Beirut. An Israeli airstrike in the early hours of Wednesday also killed 6 people in Aramon, in the mountains some 15 kilometers south of Beirut, Lebanon's health ministry said. Israel launched a major air and ground offensive against the Iran-backed group Hezbollah in late September after nearly a year of cross-border conflict in parallel with the Gaza war. His comments point to a last-ditch bid by the outgoing administration of U.S. President Joe Biden to secure a Lebanon ceasefire as diplomacy to end the Gaza war appears adrift, with mediator Qatar having suspended its role. The United States and other world powers say a ceasefire must be based on UN Security Council Resolution 1701, which ended a war between the sides in 2006. The resolution demands that the areas of South Lebanon near the Israeli border be free of any weapons other than those of the Lebanese state. Several airlines have cancelled flights between Australia and Indonesia, Bali, after a nearby volcano spewed ash up to 10 kilometers into the sky. Jetstar and Virgin Australia said on Wednesday that all flights to and from the Indonesian resort island capital, Denpasar, has been cancelled due to the eruption of Mount Lewotobi Laki-Laki. Qantas said a number of flights have been disrupted and affected customers will be notified directly and provided with other options. Flight tracking website Flightradar also showed that Air Asia flights to the island had been cancelled. Australia is the biggest source of international tourism for Bali, with its citizens making up about 1/4 of the 625,665 people who visited the island in July. Finally, on foreign news, Spain had braced for further heavy rain and storms on Wednesday, just 2 weeks after rain and flash floods prompted rivers to overflow in Valencia and other parts of Spain, killing more than 200 people and destroying homes and properties. Spanish weather forecaster issued red alert on Wednesday morning for eastern Tarragona and southern Malaga provinces, saying it expected them to receive as much as 180 millimeters per square meter of heavy to torrential rain within 12 hours that could cause rivers to overflow and generate flash floods. Orange alerts were issued for Thursday for southern Granada and Valencia's coastal area from Dinia to Sagunto, where between 40 and 120 millimeters of rain were projected to fall. Winds of up to 74 miles per hour and high seas were predicted for Tarragona, Barcelona and Murcia. Emergency services in Malaga have moved 3,000 people from homes at high risk of flooding near the Guadalhorce River west of the city, and in other areas asked citizens to seek higher grounds. Classes have been suspended in schools in Malaga, Valencia and some municipalities of Catalonia. 2 metro lines have been closed or partially closed in Malaga, along with 3 highways deemed at risk of flash floods. And that's all we have on the foreign news. And up next is entertainment news.
Welcome to Entertainment News. My name is Rose Blossom Mwe. Here are the entertainment news reports for today.
Nigerian rap sensation Oladips hosted an electrifying listening party for his highly anticipated album, Lazarus the Apparition, at Black Box, Lekki on November 12, 2024. The exclusive event drew a vibrant crowd of artists and die-hard fans eager to experience the rapper's latest body of work.
Big shout out to Oladips, yeah, Kingmaker, yeah, it's like, let me just say, he's my father, yeah. He tried a lot, he's the first celebrity that posted me.
Sharing the inspiration behind Lazarus the Apparition, Oladips revealed that the album represents a new phase in his life and career, making it a deeply personal project.
The album was inspired by everything that happened to me last year. So I think it started from Twitter when someone called me Lazarus. So from there someone said Lazarus, and in my head I'm thinking, okay, this is my real life and people are catching cruise with it. And me, I'm the type of person that I tell story a lot. Like I literally tell my story all the time, like everything that is happening in my life and around me. So I knew I wanted to do something with that title. So since then, I knew my next project was going to be titled Lazarus. So I started working on it. So, and I'm happy we are here. So the apparition means like a ghost-like image of someone, because the truth is that till this moment, people still troll me. It's like when I post a picture, someone is saying, rest in peace, or keep resting, bro. It just means like the ghost-like image of Oladips. It's no news that me and Zlatan, we go way back, we have history. So I have always wanted to make a song that talks about brotherhood and the bromance and the love, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm a hard person to love. I feel like a lot of times I've been misunderstood, but Zlatan is one of those few people that stood by me.
The audience was treated to track performances from the album showcasing Oladips' creative journey. The atmosphere was electric, with fans vibing to the rhythms and catchy hooks. Supporting acts joined Oladips on stage, adding to the evening's excitement and energy. As the night concluded, Oladips expressed gratitude to his fans, producers and collaborators who contributed to bringing Lazarus the Apparition to life.
Yeah, big shout out to Galaxy Television. Thank you guys for coming out to support me. I appreciate you. Lazarus album listening party. Thank you guys for supporting the brand Oladips. Let's go.
And that'll be all on entertainment news. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Rose Blossom. Bye for now.
And that's all we have on Galaxy Primetime News. Thank you so much for being a part of the news. My name is Nanwangi Mazaka. Goodbye.
A right is not what someone gives you, it's what no one can take from you.